Koinant, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And as we know, Mike Pompeo just yesterday, he came out and said that South Africa would be suicidal to introduce expropriation without compensation. Well, of course, the EFF, being the EFF, have had to put their foot into it. And just to show how irrelevant the EFF are, their statement has gone completely missing in action when it comes to world politics. So let's listen to this irrelevant statement by this nobody party called the Economic Freedom Fighters. It's dated Thursday, the 20th of February, 2020, and it reads, "The EFF notes a senseless warning by the U.S. Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, on South Africa's plans to expropriate land without compensation. Pompeo says the expropriation without compensation would be catastrophic for the South African economy and the country's population. Pompeo's utterances are consistent with the imperialistic logic that seeks to parent the world so as to maintain its firm grip as a superpower that holds policy direction for all nations subservient to it. The expropriation of land in South Africa seeks to undo a fundamental sin against African people. It is legislation that will address the racial, spatial planning of the country, as well as collapse the monopoly the white minority has over agricultural and mineral economy. To expropriate land without compensation is to reverse the gains and prosperity of crime, something that the United States is too guilty to comprehend." Now, you can get from the tenor of this letter where this is going. This is classic EFF propaganda. It is the United States' complicity in the violence that de Klerk references when he justifies his claim that apartheid was not a crime against humanity. It is the regime of Pompeo and Trump that detains minors at the borders of Mexico, separating families and jailing children like animals. Well, I have to just say at this point that I put up a video on the 2020 channel earlier this evening, which demonstrates how the members of the black population, and I'm not saying all, but some members of the black population just demonstrate how barbaric they are. They're going back to way before Jan van Riebeck arrived in this country. And that is self-evident. Disgusting. Anyway, let's continue with the EFF statement. "It is the regime of Pompeo that has unjustly declared Jerusalem as a capital of Israel, undermining the land rights and independence of Palestinians. Pompeo and Trump are the ones who most recently took the world to the brink of World War III because of their colonialist, parental, and attitude towards nations in the Middle East." And it concludes by saying, "We are therefore not shocked that its secretary of a destructive United States would be against calls for justice and the restoration of the dignity of black South Africans. South Africa's economy is dwindling into nothingness under capitalist economy pioneered by the U.S. Now, that's, again, complete BS, but I don't have to explain why. Everybody on this channel knows what's going on in South Africa. Yeah, call it ANC. Okay, cancer. South Africa's economy is dwindling into nothingness under a capital economy pioneered by the U.S. It is the culture of monopoly and dependency on foreign direct investment that Pompeo wants South Africa to be beholden to. In Pompeo's feeble mind, South Africa and Africa in general is incapable of conducting its own affairs, and he mischievously quotes the economic deterioration of nations such as Zimbabwe and Tanzania, while omitting the fact that it is the economic terrorism through sanctions and trade embargoes that undermine and continue to undermine socialist alternative economies. Now, that is classic doublespeak. Classic doublespeak. Do you get it? In one hand, he's saying that it's because of white monopoly capitalism the black community are living in abject poverty today and things are going pear-shaped. That's one statement that he makes here. And then the second statement is that it's because Zimbabwe and Tanzania are facing sanctions from the said same white monopoly capitalism that their countries have gone to hell in a basket case. You can't have it both ways, Malema. You can't have it both ways. The statement from the EFF concludes with the following. Pompeo needs to understand that we do not account to the United States, and our policy directives are not going to fall into his capitalistic logic. Instead of meddling in the affairs of Africa, he must focus on stopping the war the U.S. is waging on African Americans and Mexicans. The domestic affairs of South Africa are for South Africans to resolve. The United States has too much blood on its hands to act as a leader of the world and Africa. So there you go, guys. That's the official statement from the EFF to Pompeo's statement that South Africa, you bring in expropriation without compensation and start acting on it, and you're going to destroy your economy. And let's hope that the US just sanctions South Africa so that Malema's dreams come true. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed and ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video, please share this video, and above all, please stay safe.